die? And the answer is simple. The same thing you live for. Your spouse, kids, and the notion of freedom. Religious beliefs and a man's word is his bond. The few things I die for could be counted on one palm, and not one is materialistic or can be bought with a paycheck. And I'll say that because over 50% of Palestine's children want to grow up and be martyrs, living to die, willing to have their souls bartered for the cause. And I think back to this fucked up American dream and pause, because some of us have died for our cars, and we lost 2 of our best MCs over 16 bars, and at that moment I knew that words could kill, but ever since then I've been on this mission to prove that words can heal. So whenever the ink spills, I hope the page absorbs it, and there's one less corpse in the morgue. And if this poem saves anyone's life tonight, then let it be yours. And take heed to the voice of the poet, for I won't just tell you there's a better way, I'll show it. And this 85-year-old lady once told me that life was short. And I was 17 and thinking, but ma'am, you've lived to be 85. And she looked me straight in my eyes and said, that's right. My life, I lived it. Did not give it to crime or become a victim of times. Drink liquor till my liver declined, or smoke till my lungs got choked and it was black as your rhymes. And folk ain't got no business dying from preventable illness and disease when it's too easy to put on a condom, abstain, or be monogamous for obvious reasons. And she said, you ain't got to believe me. My life is living proof. And that night they killing youth. And I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life or plan your death, but an evaluation of what deserves your last breath. Just make sure it's meaningful, something worth bleeding for. What are you willing to die? And she was 85 and showed me that death resides in the ghetto next door to me in a 1-bedroom hellhole, and he's always knocking to borrow eggs, sugar, or maybe my soul. And though it ain't been scientifically confirmed, I've learned that before you pass, your entire life will flash before your eyes, and you'll have exactly 1 second to determine if that moment is worth you dying. So choose right. What I'm basically saying is choose life. So tonight, when I'm in this poetic rhyme state, I'll try to decrease the world's crime rate. Then collectively, we can all die of old age instead of making graves. Give the Grim Reaper his vacation days. And I know it sounds senseless, but when I finish this sentence, get on the phone and call Guinness Book of World Records, because I plan on being the oldest man living now. Be there for my daughter's graduation. And when my great-grandson gets his license, I'll tell him congratulations. No need for my wife to make funeral preparations. And if you can think of 2 gangbangers that need to hear this message, tell them the only thing worth dying for are the things worth crying for. And if you can't shed tears, then you shouldn't shed blood. And I swear by my mother's labor pains of love that gave me life, I won't be losing it over no foolishness. It has been 8 years since the night I conversated with that lady, but lately I've been thinking maybe there's a 93-year-old giving another teenager this very same lesson and more. But if this poem saved anyone's life tonight, then let it be yours. For what are you willing to die?